the unsolved Delphi murder case. In this Delphi murder case, two best friends, Libby and Abby, went to the Monon High Bridge on February 14, 2017 to take a hike. They were enjoying themselves there and posting their pictures on Snapchat. Meanwhile, they saw the killer. Libby recorded the video of the killer approaching them and left a clue about their possible killer. Despite the evidence, the killer is not getting caught yet, and the rest of the story is a puzzle. In this video, we explain the murder mystery of two teenage girls, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. It's a dangerous murder story. Watch out and take care. Don't miss the end to solve the missing piece with us about the killer. Let's get started. Abby had a sleepover at Libby's house, where they enjoyed the night and did some paintings and watched movies together. Libby's older sister Kelsey was also with them. It was a Sunday night, and the girls had the following Monday off from school due to a holiday. So the next day was the perfect day to enjoy the outdoors. On Monday at around 1:30 p.m., Kelsey had dropped Abby and Libby at the Monon High Bridge Trail, part of the Delphi Historic Trail System. Libby's daddy promised to pick them up at around 3:15 p.m. After going to the bridge, they posted their pictures, and while standing on the bridge, they saw a strange man coming toward them. Libby made his video by holding her phone visually from the knee angle because they suspected a man was following them. Later, when the killer came toward them, she hid her phone in her pocket, but the recording rolled. The girls must be wanted to potentially catch their killer. In those recorded videos, a man appears in the background and walks behind them and says the words "guys" down the hill. For years, the best evidence police had of the girl's killer came from video captured on Libby's cell phone. But her phone also contains other secrets. Several questions arise at this point. Why do you think the girls went to the abandoned bridge? What do you think of their trip? Was it a planned or unplanned trip? Why did the killer murder them? These questions remain unanswered. Let's get back to the story. Libby's father sent a voice note to Libby at 3:11 p.m. saying he was close to their pickup spot. After arriving at the spot, he called Libby again, but he did not receive any reply. So he sent the voice note a second time. He searched for them for about 20 minutes himself. Assuming they had lost track of time or their phone batteries had died, he searched them nearby. After wandering the trails for 20 to 30 minutes and still not finding them, Libby's father contacted her grandmother Becky Patty, and the family began to search for the girls together. The family finally contacted the police at 5:30 p.m. and started an official search party. They searched for them the whole night with a heavy heart. One of the last known sightings of the girls was a picture that all Libby posted on her Snapchat story. It was a picture of Abby crossing the high bridge. According to Kelsey's interview, she said, "I had actually packed a bag with granola bars and a blanket and then hoped that the girls would need them. They would be so happy to have a granola bar after being outside all night."
That morning, I had actually packed a bag with a granola bars and a blanket, and then hoping that the girls would need them. They would be so happy to have a granola bar after being outside all night.
The police searched for them through the families, volunteers, drones, dogs, and a dive team to search the creek the girls were near to continue the search. Eventually, someone from one of the search parties stated they found a shoe, most likely Abby or Libby's. The search party found the dead bodies of Abby and Libby about a half of a mile from the bridge and on the edge of a private property line. It hasn't been revealed how the girls died, since their autopsies are sealed, but the police determined that foul play was involved. On February 15, 2017, The police showed the image of the man on Libby's phone to the public in the hope of finding the man, but all in vain. A few days later, on February 19, the police declared that the man in this photo was their prime suspect in this murder. Salute to Labby, who made other videos of the suspect following them around the trail. The police said the girls did it intentionally when they became afraid of the man following them. Police also stated there is additional information on the phones, but it will not be released if there is eventually a trial taking place. These videos have not been released to the public at any point. So, what happened? Despite the video, there are numerous ambiguities. A 16-year-old girl is walking near the Freedom Bridge, which stands at the beginning of the Monon High Bridge walkway, around 1:30 p.m. She sees Bridge Guy and greets him, but he gives her a terrifying look. When she hears about the missing person, she calls the police and describes the man before seeing Libby's video. She is one of the two witnesses from whom the sketch, Right, was created. Finally, both witnesses stated that they were dissatisfied with the sketch because Bridge Guy would not wear such a cap. Another witness, Cheyenne, walks across the Monon High Bridge around 3 p.m., but does not see Abby or Libby. That could imply that the girls have already walked off the hill with Bridge Guy around that time, or that they are already dead. She can't even recall Bridge Guy. Around the same time, a young man appears in a nearby parking lot with his girlfriend. He claims to have seen Bridge Guy there, who is walking west toward the Freedom Bridge. This would imply that Bridge Guy murdered the girls sometime between 2:30 and 2:45 p.m. I'm allowing for the time it takes to travel from the Monon High Bridge to the crime scene and from the crime scene to the Freedom Bridge. On March 17, 2017, an affidavit analyzed the crime scene. The bodies had been staged, and the killing would likely have caused the killer to get blood on himself. According to the affidavit, the killer also took a piece of clothing from the girls, which was described as a souvenir of the killings. The killer also might have photos of the crimes. According to the affidavit, Libby and Abby did not appear to struggle or fight with their killer. A high amount of coverage was given to this case, and that is why it became famous nationwide. And after releasing the initial course photo and police sketches, thousands of tips began to run in from the community and almost nationwide. The Williams and German families also got invited to the Dr. Phil show. Police have stated in conferences that the killer is someone hiding close by, according to their perception. At one of the police's foremost gatherings, the sheriff addressed the crowd saying, "To the killer, who may be in this room, we believe you are hiding in plain sight."
To the killer, who may be in this room, we believe you are hiding in plain sight.
The police investigated a lot about this case, and a few people popped up, which made the police raise their eyebrows. Police can take DNA samples from anyone who has been arrested for a felony case, according to the law. They highlighted a few people based on the DNA sample evidence. The first person the police had suspected after getting access to the National Database of Arrested Felonies was a man named Daniel J. Nations. Daniel is known to be a registered sex offender in Indiana, but was arrested in Woodland Park, Colorado. Until February 2018, Nations was moved to a prison in Indiana for failing to report as a sex offender. Once the police in Indiana had custody of him, they decided he was no longer an active person of interest. On January 8, 2019, police arrested another person of interest named Charles Eldridge in Union City, Indiana, because he resembled the first sketch. Soon after his arrest, the sketch was changed, and then he was no longer the target. Police arrested another person based on the similarity of the hat to the man in the sketch named Thomas Bruce. Bruce is now in prison anyways and potentially getting the death penalty. Police in Indiana doesn't have proof or any connection between these two cases. None of them have proved to be the exact killer despite various persons of interest. Williams and German families declared they would build a sports complex in memory of the girls. In May of 2019, Delphi announced that $1.2 million of funding would be used for rehabbing and renovating the Monon High Bridge Trail. The case is still unsolved, but authorities say they are still receiving tips. Investigators have been looking into the Anthony Schatz profile. which they claim was used on social media sites such as Snapchat and Instagram from 2016 to 2017. Investigators are now asking if they've seen the profile on the social media app Yellow, which is now known as Yubo. The Anthony Shots profile, according to police, was a forgery that used images of a well-known male model. The creator of the profile portrayed the model on his account as extremely wealthy, with numerous sports cars. The creator of the fictitious profile used this information while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their addresses, and attempt to meet with them. Indiana State Police said in a statement, "The model in the images on the Anthony Shots profile has been identified by police, but the man is not a person of interest in the investigation." Detectives are attempting to determine who created the profile that was sent to underage girls. View the model's images that were used on the fake profile by clicking here. Anyone who communicated with, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Shots profile is asked to contact law enforcement. Authorities want those who contact them to provide as much information as possible, such as when you communicated with Anthony Shots, how you communicated with the profile, what social media apps the account used, and if Anthony Shots attempted to meet you or obtain your address. They said to attach screenshots of conversations with Anthony Shots to the email. We have come to the end of the video. Whoever killed the girls may or may not include the persons I mentioned before. The case is still a mystery. Hope the police confirm the identity of the killer soon. Otherwise, it is scary to think that he is still out there in the city killing other people. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon to watch our crime videos. See you in the next video. Do you want to talk about the case? You can do that in the comments.